So then I says to Mabel, oh, hold on. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Sometimes stream, the exciting ultimate final episode of Series 1 of the Sometimes stream, taking place in the Sometimes Kingdom, the soon-to-be hit a fantasy RPG, the grungy retro fantasy where the dead don't die and everything can come alive. I'd like to welcome for this final episode of the Series 1 and the season. In summertime, the summer season will wonders never cease. Our actors, Erica, Jeff, Ben, Wythe, and myself as the DM. Let's do a quick recap. And by quick, I mean there's a lot to cover. So we're going to try and get this, that this is like a disease, as communicable as possible. Let's recap, shall we? Who put the eye in the sky? A skunk unnaturalist DCI Beans, Skeleton Merc Hirsute, and his brother the Demon Knight Fasole, and Mine Witch alienist Bessemer Neversing found themselves, along with their living car Christine, on the island of Summerside in the realm of Season's Keep with no memory of how they got there. Magically opening doors, sidestepping summer nights and invisible labyrinths, and harrowing rooftops full of soldiers. They discovered they were in the Summer House, the bizarre compound of the Defender of the Realm, the giant Yisbadadan Penquar, the stupefyingly powerful entity charged with little things like saving all of summer in times of crises, stopping wars. He's a giant, he can teleport, he's clearly a top, and everyone keeps slipping up and referring to him in both everyday chitty chat and official communications, hewn in actual stone, as king. He hired the adventurers on the spot. It turns out there is an eye in the sky, a giant papier-mâché eye, and when it blinks, everyone's memories wipes. Who put it there? As Hirsute scouted the eye's movements on the roof, and Bessemer and Fasole aided the castle librarian to pin down the likeliest location, an art college abutting a creepy abandoned city, Beans' investigation into the court revealed in his mind palace re-engineering time one of the many skills detectives have, such as summoning stage lightning and calling upon the power of squirrels, that the court is acting suspicious and Yisbadadan is working himself to death. They left, but on the road, the eye blinked, and Bessemer forged a spell to dump their memories into her witch's bag in the emergency situation. They found themselves suddenly between two army regiments, skipping time, one of which of the two battalions was a regolith, a dangerous, if not very bright, living battalion of flags and armor. They split up at the abandoned city, and Bessemer encountered rooks, giant birds that mimic towers. She raced into the belly of one only for it to take off, saving and being saved in turn by art students who had fled the college, and their professor, who has gone off the deep end, wiping any memory of what they had built for him. Meanwhile, the rest of the party found the college abandoned, save for dozens and dozens of dolls, life-size animated effigies of giants, human folk, soldiers, and it seems the professor, a young giant who called himself Hexahedric, who is clearly more or less than human. Hirsute got the jump on him, but he bled beads and glitter. They ripped him asunder, and Beans used magic to sift through the amber glass of his memories. But he kept on trucking with menacing Bud's words, growing increasingly kaiju-esque. Bessemer saw through the eyes of the rook. With magic, it's almost landing. Fasole cast a lava plume to separate them from the increasingly monstrous Hexahedric. They run outside. This is the conclusion of Series 1 of the Sometimes stream Summer. Will wonders ever cease? Outside, on the college lawn of the Art College of the Petty Kingdom of Mandibel Grot, the hot rain of the abandoned city has followed the giant bird tower rooks to their landing spot, atop the roof of the art building, lending a bit of grandeur to its punchy fantasy interpretation of modernist architecture. The dry grass is streaming. The dry grass is steaming from the humidity. The Summerside sun, usually beating down on the island, is covered in growing storm clouds. DCI Beans, Hirsute, and Fasole, we are going to start with you at this moment in time. You've just run out of the college, and you are on the lawn. You hear the tromping of footsteps coming from around the side, as you had before when the second regolith that you confronted came out before you entered the building. You're hearing the same kind of tromping sounds now coming up from the building behind you.
Is his cloak still there?
Is whose cloak still there?
The professor.
No, he is. The last time that you left him, he had been growing in size as having his limbs ripped off, and his memories being turned into living chunks of amber and scooped up by DCI beans.
Yeah, but we didn't fuck up his cloak. I mean, maybe it's a little ripped up, but can we just...
Of note, clothing is flammable and lava is made of fire. Well, it's made of hot rock, then it sets things on fire.
Mm.
So by the way, I wonder if that building was flammable, because I realized I might have just committed arson.
You turn around to see, and the roof of the
destruction of property.
Oh, yeah, the roof of the art building is definitely very much on fire. It's so hot, it's that weird blue white flame when things are really incendiary. Yeah. Looks like part of the building was an art project too, because it does not look very fire safe.
I panicked.
Can you turn it off?
I cannot turn that off. No.
I calmly am looking for a fire brigade and asking around if anyone knows where the fire chief lives in this magical wasteland abandoned by the petty kingdoms of Summer. And not seeing a fire chief, I look for a source of water. We're in a swampy place, right? Is there any very convenient, large amount of water precariously perched over the building, perhaps?
There does not seem to be any sort of fire tower, a water tower. You got to be very literal in a fantasy world. A fire tower would be on fire.
Just make the eye cry at this point.
Wouldn't it be boiling?
That's a great
Because
idea.
it's like lava. It's not just fire. It's lava.
Oh well,
lava's still there, right?
The magical lava, which is setting fire to the roof and is now becoming increasingly incendiary, is now meeting the damp, humid temperature of this storm, which seems to be rolling in. So there is now a tremendous amount of steam, not only off of the dry grass of this well manicured lawn. There's now huge plumes of steam coming off of the roof also.
Well, wait, I think I have an idea. And Fasoli turns back to the second form of hexahedric that's coming towards us and just yells, "Your life's work is in there. You better save it."
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Let's lie to this guy. Is that his life's work? Do we know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely roll charm on that one.
Yeah.
Can I give a +1 by yelling furiously, like, yes, exactly. We saw it. It's very on fire from the magma. That is not our fault. It just came from nowhere.
That is a 5 + 1 6.
That is a success.
I love a cheerful, I don't know. That was the...
Because I don't know.
I'm not him.
So the like coming around the side of the building, you now see these two sort of like Halloween parade-esque hands, which are gripping the side of this now burning building, moving their hands very quickly, like, "Oh, that's smart." This booming voice now emanates from this new creature hexahedric. And here's what you're saying. Looks behind into the building, and then looks again, furious at all of you, and then says, Stay there right one moment. And it starts trumping in. You hear a bashing, smashing sound. It's the sound of a steaming, chilling lava chunks being ripped out of the way as this larger and larger doll-like figure has temporarily peeked back inside the building to see whatever the hell is in there is okay from the fire.
Quick, kick him in the ass.
All right, we're gonna lock the door behind him, right?
Push him in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock the door behind. I'm gonna bar the door.
Yeah,
someone do one of these things.
Yeah, so Hirsute, you are running back the way that you came to try and strangle Shirtwaist this person.
Well, when you put it like that, that makes it seem bad. Makes it seem like
I don't know what that is. We don't have labor laws.
It seem like I'm doing a bad thing. I say to the voice in the sky, like I'm evil or something. That's fucked up. But
I'm imagining Hirsute, you're saying this as you're like closing the door, like, you're making it seem like I'm evil as you're closing the door, vaulting it, like pushing the,
Yeah, I'm like trying to block it with some. I guess it was like some. Like
you see a sort of the kind of benches that you'd see at a university that they're just sort of there for looks. They're not very comfortable as you're sort of scooching it over by the door or pressing it against it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we're going, as we're like pulling the.
Yeah, it's loud, it's hot, it's violent. So you've now like temporarily sealed him into the building.
He's a bad man. Like it doesn't. Like he's a bad person.
I'm with
I
you,
think we
brother.
can-
He turned the sun into I.
Yeah, like
Yes.
he's a bad person. Like from
There would be
everything,
a whole
if
new regime
go
of criminal
replay
law.
the previous episodes. He's a bad man.
Bad man.
He sealed my memory.
I
Mhm.
That's true.
I'm just looking for Bessemer at this point. I'm running away from the obvious danger to see if we can find our colleague and get the budge out of here.
Yeah, you run around the side of the building, with the steaming grass around you, and you run to the opposite side of this sort of slightly rounded building.
I'm pretty
Oh, and-
sure I am a rook still, by the way.
Well, it's going to be both easier and harder to find you, I guess. Then, DCI beads. You like above you looms this giant stone bird which has landed on the building. There are a couple more in the sky which seem imminently going to be landing nearby as well. It seems perched on top of the building stoically, like looking about as if to question mark. But yeah, is your thought like she must be where this thing is, like given her history?
No,
Or,
I don't think I have any idea where Bessemer is. I'm saying, oh, Bessemer, we need to get out of here. There are very large birds made of buildings, and there's also a guy made of beads, and there's he's bad. I don't know. The brothers are trying to take care of him right now, but you should come wherever you are. I'm just yelling like really loudly, frantically, increasingly frantically.
Wherever
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, so above Bessemer, your mind is up with the head many stories tall of this rook, because you used brain candle, I think, in the last episode to get a say. While you were in there, you had felt another presence. You were not able to maintain total control of the bird, but you were able to see through its eyes and see that you were landing with a thud at this place. However, your ears are still very much on one of the mid floors, somewhere in its stomach. So I think that from that, you're now sort of in a mental split screen where you are seeing through the eyes of a tremendous tower bird, which clearly is being controlled by something else, which you are resentful of because you were trying to control it. While then hearing the voice of one of your comrades down below.
Okay, but like, what kind of bird am I? I'm a rook.
You're a
what
rook.
What is the eyesight of a rook like? Am I like seeing roadkill down on the ground and able to spot it like the hawk that lives near me, or is it more of a I don't care about tiny things running around type situation?
Rooks are like big crows, right?
They're like big crows. Let's go with that.
I thought that's what ravens were.
Ravens are even bigger.
This isn't even. It's like
okay.
crow, raven, and then a bunch of mysterious steps that have yet to be discovered by science, and then rook. Yeah, just in terms of size.
Okay.
But yeah, so you are through the eyes of this rook, you are seeing all of these little nothings down below. They don't. One of them is a skeleton and doesn't seem to have any meat on it, and the other one has so much heat coming off of it that it doesn't seem like a tasty morsel at all. But you definitely notice that something is sort of trying to keep the bird's attention. Something is trying to it came here because whatever is controlling it wanted it to. So the bird is trying to look around for food, and something keeps wrangling its attention out of the way.
What do I feel compelled to look at?
You feel compelled to look at the building itself. You are trying to look at this roof. The burning roof does not affect a stone bird in the slightest. It is compelled to look into this building and look around. It is a feeling of defensiveness that you're getting emanating from it. It is here to protect the nest, or something that it has been convinced is a nest.
Oh, Oh, I need to protect the nest. Okay. All right. With that, I'm thinking about, I'm like, I wish I had a little more control here because I could probably regurgitate these kids pretty easily. But knowing that isn't gonna happen, I'm mad about it. Yeah, I could, or shit them out. I don't know. We're going to have to crawl out its butt. This is going to be crazy. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not controlling this bird, but I know what I want to do. So, or what the bird wants to do, which is what I wanted to know. So I release myself from the bird brain, and the whole time I'm just like, I wish this process would make it. It's like, and now we're outside. Now everything is inside out and you don't have to worry about this anymore. But presumably I'm back in this weird hollow bird belly barn.
Yes.
Okay, guys. And what happens?
Well, you hear from far away, or not terribly far now. You hear the very muted voice of DCI Beans screaming from the ground below.
Oh,
hello! I am looking for Bessemer Neversing. She is yay big, a human. Humans all kind of look the same to me now. I'm not going to lie. My amazing
Beans,
powers
how
of
can
perception.
you hold your paws at how tall I am?
I just am jumping.
Oh,
I'm jumping.
Good. Wait, you can hear me?
No, I'm just guessing what words. No, I don't know. Can I? Ethan, can I hear her?
Yeah, you can hear her. So with the way that the bird is sort of like nestled and rearranged itself, its feet are like kind of sinking through the building, and what was its third or fourth story belly is now pretty close to the roof.
Okay, so I know that Bessemer is up there.
Yeah.
So it does not look like there's a safe way to go up, right?
Well, there's the roof, and then there's the claws of the birds, and then there's its cloaca. That seems to really analytically be the only options if you wanted to.
And you hear Fasola yelling, "The roof! The roof is on fire!"
No, I think I should go find Bessemer. Maybe she's on fire. Bessemer, are you on fire? Can you descend? It's easier for you to descend than me to go up.
I can probably just. Guys, do you know how this thing shits?
The
high schoolers
students
care that I swore in front of them.
Oh, they a little bit. The cursing is not very frequent on the greens, the islands of spring and summer. It carries actual consequences magically sometimes. But they sort of then, but they're cool. They're artists. They just sort of shrug, and they say, they're like, well, it's sitting down, like they sort of are talking amongst each other. Like, do you like, is it more building or bird when it sits down? Like, I think we just have to go down, and I think it'll all work out.
We're going down. We're coming down. So we head down.
Yeah.
Down,
so you
down.
and a gaggle of college art students, a couple of whom you've addressed the wounds of, all of which seem to be lightly traumatized by the situation, are all now racing down a spiral staircase, past the belly of the bird, the beast. It's going down and down and down. The air around you is getting hotter as you're getting closer towards a burning roof.
Wait, Beans, are you on fire? This feels like fire.
No, I am not at all afraid or succumbing to my animal instincts and just backing away from the building toward the wood line.
Wait,
the
is
reason
this...
my voice is more distant is I'm just backing away toward the wood line.
Is this fire? Oh my God, he sent us into... Oh, right. So I explained... Oh, right, kids. Sorry to call you kids. All right. So we're going to go quick, and we're going to go down, 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 down as far as we can. Do we end up out are we following the digestive tract, or are we doing a more anatomical, like spiral staircase down the leg or some other Miss Frizzle shenanigan?
It's think definitely more Miss Frizzle than anatomically accurate. You're traveling down the hollow of the bird leg in the spiral staircase. At one point there's even a window out one side, like of a little parapet. Right. You definitely like the smoke from the steam of the damp weather, and the burning roof and the lava is all just sort of like, it's not streaming into the bird leg yet, but like you can feel the heat off of it. You smell the stench of it.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going fast, and I just
book
send him. I find like a weak spot or a door, and I just send him out and tell him to keep running. And I, upon emerging from this giant avian tower thing, can I see Beans, or is he like fully gone already?
No, so as you come down, there is a gap between. There's going to be a jump from you're helping all of these college students like go and a sort of fire brigading them. There's definitely a jump from like the bottom of this rook's claw to the ground below. The kids seem to be managing it. They've got the spongy bones. They're 20-somethings. Pretty easy for them. If you'd like to jump down, please make me a move check.
Oh my! Oh boy. Okay.
I will also say, based on where you're from, you might have something that can help you with this.
I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out. What can help me with this?
I said based on where you're from in Copia, you might have an item that can help you with this.
Oh yeah. You're totally right about this.
Hoboken Copia.
She's got a SEPTA pass.
Copia Boken. All right. I almost forget about it, obviously. And then right before likely twisting an ankle, I grab out my magic rope ladder. Whoop bam! And I set myself up to have it so we can all cast we all could have it. I just did it for myself, actually.
Yeah, instantly it hooks itself perfectly level, perfectly magically sort of like level and hooked into the area as you start climbing down it. The students are sort of looking kind of like a little bit peeved, sopping wet, injured, and now covered in smoke. Like, wait, why didn't you just set that up when we were coming down?
Sorry, guys. It wasn't on purpose, but you did pass the test, and I just leave it at that.
They look very sort of confused. You leave the rope ladder where it is and stop towards the grass. You can see DCI Beans now. He's only a few yards away.
As the students reach the grass level, you just hear Fasole like on his knees yelling, "I've destroyed an institution of higher learning! If only I could apologize to the poor students!"
They're here! They're here, Fasole! Here they are! And knowing that I am going to do good unto many beings because these art students are going to love Fasole, and Fasole is going to get to apologize to these art students, I create beauty and multiply the amount of love in the world by introducing these two groups of beings.
So the group of students sort of like run / hobble / help each other across the grass. They're going around the other side of the building, and they see Fasole rending. You can't really rend a suit of armor, but sort of clawing at it, like beseeching the heavens as you're shouting to them.
I think a little scarf coming out of the
like a little like it's also maraschino cherry red.
Yeah.
One of the students like looks at you and looks at the building and says, "You beautiful red devil!" Like they're all cheering as the building is burning. Yeah, watch it burn, you asshole!
Oh, they're so overcome with emotion they don't know how to feel.
They're running over. They're clasping you on the back. A couple of them are genuinely hugging you. They all seem to be very excited that this particular institution has been set on fire.
Oh, if your art projects were in there.
Hooray!
They're all gone.
Thank God, all of our terrible projects are gone. It's like one of them turns to Fasole and says, "It's an automatic pass with this, but also," and like turns to the thing. Yeah, man, fuck that guy. God.
I'm sorry. Yes,
I've got
okay,
great
I'm
news for
terrible.
you, kids.
They all turn to her suit, and the one with the mohawk turns to her. It's like, what do you mean?
We barred we had him go inside and bar the door.
There's like a bit of a quiet pause from that.
Oh, that's too far? Okay.
No. One of them says, who did you wait, no, who did you bar in
we
there?
cut up one of them, and then the other one we got to walk in there and bar the door. There's like two. Is there more than two?
You cut someone up?
He was made of paper and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they get a bit ash-faced listening this, and you can't tell if they're getting ashen-faced from this hearing that there was a guy made of paper, or that he was quartered and cut up and sent into a burning building. Unclear.
Bean stole his memories because they were little rocks.
Hang on, we left the quartered one in the burning building, and then there was another one who talked the exact same way, and we told him to go in the building, but then we locked the door behind him.
The students sort of like look at each other confusedly. They're like, one of them steps out, one of the Mohawks is like, well, hold on a second, hold on. So wait, Beans stole his memories? You've got his memories?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh shit. The two of them like run over, like one of them turns and shouts behind her
Be
back.
careful,
like,
he's a skunk.
Okay, thank you. That was the information we were turning around for.
I have also turned around to face the woodline, not out of fear, but out of interest in something that I saw. Was it a rabbit? It was so small and fast and possibly cute, maybe injured due to the blaze. I have my tail arched, not threateningly, but just in the way that one casually arches their tail when fight or flight responses kick in and norepinephrine or whatever is dumped into this small brain, the cerebellum of the badger or vole, or what if you're a wolverine, or maybe you are a weasel or airman.
I
So
have
casual.
become completely distracted because my favorite thing that ever happens when I'm at work is when DCI Beans turns into an animal, but then monologues about the experience he's having in a very like meta-cerebrally aware type way. And so I'm like, I don't care about who was cut up or anything anymore. I'm just staring and watching Beans monologue at the Wood of Dunsinane, basically.
I hope no one touches me from behind unexpectedly while I have my tail up and 2 seconds away from spraying
3
everything
seconds.
around me.
Yeah, one of somebody, like one of the kids walking up and basically the fantasy equivalent of like cheap Vivian Westwood bondage pants legs. He's like you've got the memories. Oh my God, you've got his memories. Please, some of those are our memories. Definitely, not thinking for a second like, oh, only really sees bless them, the trench coat and not the skunk. So yeah, you definitely get surprised from behind.
I scream in a very high pitched way that I won't try to replicate, and loose skunk gland things backward blindly and just run straight into the woods, and possibly screaming both just a succession of things like Bessemer, where are you? Please help, and also like, I'm a cop. I will shoot you with lightning bolts. And you have the right to remain silent or be shot with lightning bolts. But I'm like in the woods.
So yeah. So the two who are running over to thank you and grab. Did you bring the memory shard with you?
Oh yeah, I have my I've always got my they're gonna have to chase me down.
Yeah, they're choking and sputtering on one of the foulest smells that nature has to offer, the glands of a skunk. They're choking on it, but like, it is so important. One of them is standing behind and hacking, while the second one is just powering through it, as just like pulled a scarf like over their nose and mouth, and is just sort of like barreling into the the humid woods after DCI Beans. The ones who are by Fasole in her suit are looking confused. What do you mean? They were like they're two they're like, this is so you put one of them in there, right? Like you tore up, or you your sound is woof.
Jeff, you're muted.
Your sound is off.
Sorry. You
Okay.
wanna let him out, beat him up like a piñata, and get
No,
all the memories out?
no. If you got the memories out, that's great.
There's a second body that we didn't get the memories out of.
Well, that's fine. They're like, they all look at each other like, oh, they're all the same guy.
Is that how that works?
They shrug their shoulders.
Okay, look.
I say that's not how that works usually, but that's as I'm walking away to go get beans and do like some like waking.
No, that makes sense because they were fantastical puppets created by beautiful, wonderful art students, and we destroyed them. We destroyed all.
I'm gonna go get them. Okay, and then all of y'all just gather around, and then get a bat or some sticks, and we could just all wail on him until he gives us.
The art students are really into this idea. They're like,
cool.
I'm
gonna unbar the door.
Okay. So you unbar the door, move the bench out of the way. And looming out of the burning darkness is a parade style figurine.
Then immediately stab him in the knees.
Yeah. You stab him in the knees.
Like in the back of the knee, like
you try to like cut the. Yeah. So in doing so, this figure drops to one knee almost instantly. Pulling out of that section, you see now that a bunch of the other puppets, which many of which are now on fire, some of these doll maquette things, have they've now taken the place of the missing arms, a missing neck. The head has gotten even larger. This weird like rectangular cubic head of the thing. And it is pulling itself out of this burning building. Chunks of it are on fire. It is much taller even than it was a few minutes ago. And it looks
let us
around.
help you with the fire, and then all right, let's piñata this guy.
So they all are like looking around. They find sticks. The sticks are quickly on fire. One of them finds like a metal slag. One of them has a dagger. For some reason, maybe they moonlight as a member of the questing network. But they all sort of go to town on this effigy of this guy, Hexahedric, who is now the stream of sort of bizarre catchphrases and sarcastic words that had been coming from its mouth hole before have now sort of they've taken on this grotesque burning sound as they there's like, that won't play in Peoria, or like, ow now I'm really mad.
Well, like Illinois.
Well, what is in Illinois?
It's Peoria.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I do. It's a
Iowa.
regular world city, I guess. I've never heard of it.
I bet cities in Illinois and Iowa have some overlap in their names.
I still don't know what either of those states are.
What are states?
What are they? Well,
like matter?
State of mind, state of being. The state of the object currently seems to be being beaten to shreds and definitely on fire. The students are, after some very eager wailing, taken aback as the sort of like this burning figurine is taken on this really kind of monstrous sort of like it is a like Burning Man size thing at this point. It is a wicker man which is now on fire. It is still trying to talk. It doesn't seem to care, or maybe it does care, but chunks of it are falling away. Every time you beat on it, more of these amber chunks fall to the ground, and some of the students are like, oh my god, our missing memories, holy shit.
As I'm cradling Beans back to this scene, I ask him, I'm like, do you know, is that like a real guy, or is he just like a puppet? Like, he's talking, but and they're killing him, but how does it matter?
I think I've made a tactical Warren, or a tactical set, I guess would be the technical term, SETT, which is what skunks and badgers and mustelids make. But I've made a hole behind a pretty big tree, but probably like the third tree I passed. So I'm not that far into the woods. You find me pretty easily. And I've covered it with brush, and I've got my Derringer, and I'm readying a lightning bolt, but I don't have the grit. I'm like way too out of it. But also, as you are asking me questions, I'm just handing you all of the amber chunks. So Bessemer, you have the memories. I'm just entrusting them to you. And all your questions I answer by just saying, like, I don't know. There's something wrong. Ask the brothers. They should have killed him by now. If they have failed to, well, then we should run away even more than we should run away, even if they've succeeded. So it's really, I can draw you a flowchart, but it's very simple heuristic. It's run away or run away more.
I go, okay, all right. Actually, the flow chart would be helpful. And I turn from DCI Beans and I start hollering the same questions, but at the students, Hirsute and Fasole. Is this guy real? What is going on? Does it matter that they're killing him? Like, or is he just like a puppet? I don't get it. What's happening here?
So the one student that's with now DCI Beans and Bessemer, who sort of powered through being skunk sprayed directly in the face, who, by the way, smells just the absolute, like, to Beans, she smells, like another skunk. But to Bessemer, this is just absolutely horrendously foul. And it's just sort of like coughing and sputtering and saying, like, so we were asked by our professor to make some great project, some great work. It was funded by it was funded by the summer governments. It was this whole big thing. We were going to get so much credit for it. It was going to put us on the map. And then he stole a bunch of memories from us. We don't even know what the hell the thing we were working on was. I guess it was that all of everything that we worked on sort of attacked us, and we fled we fled into the hinterlands, into the abandoned city. That was weeks ago.
Okay. While she's telling me that, I was giving DCI Beans the bottle of liquid summer to give him a swig of, to give him a little bit more of a grasp on himself.
And grit, it should be mentioned.
Yeah, and grit.
Wait, yeah. If I get grit back, please let me know. And then
is liquid summer like gunch?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's drugs. It was drugs. Bessemer met with the palace drug dealer essentially when.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, and I take a couple mouthfuls too because I'm down to like one grit, and so
okay.
I'd like to have some.
So Bessemer and DCI Beans, you both are passing this thing on. If you drink from it, you instantly feel better. You feel good, potent, fantastic, even tremendous, splendid, grand. Liquid summer is a variety of beautiful, stormy colors inside this bottle. And with each sip of it, you find, it's almost like there is some great, mechanized scorch heart in the sky, and you feel 3 units of yourself return each time you take a deep glug of it.
Wink, wink.
Wackety schmackety.
How many total sky units of feeling good do I recover? Just 3, or is there?
It depends on how many glugs you drink. The bottle is huge.
Do you want?
I'll drink as much as you can offer me. I'm at 0
Okay.
32 feel good units.
Yeah. So you've got this big jug of liquid summer. With a label that is written in Sumerian that neither of you can read. And you are glugging away at it. And you feel, I guess, with each glug, more of your sort of life force is returning to you. You have got, if you want to just keep drinking at it, you could restore probably up to 21 grit right now.
I mean, I do, unless I mean, it's up to Bessemer. It's her hooch, but if
I honestly, I was gonna ration it, but as I'm watching DCI Beans have vitality come back into him, I'm like, you know what, this is like a fucking great idea right now. And I also recovered 21 units of health.
Fortunately, I suspect there is no consequence to drinking.
No consequences, obviously.
That's
whatsoever.
exactly it, especially not if they're written in Sumerian.
Yeah. So and it tastes amazing. Like liquid summer tastes like your favorite, like the embodiment of your favorite summer memory, whether it's like, French fries by a pool, your first crush, or just like a night by the lake. Like that's what it tastes like. It's highly addictive.
I love a good summer pie dipped in ketchup.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm gonna get back 21 grit, and I guess we'll find out what happens next.
Yeah,
after
we'll see.
It's my first
hopefully-
time drinking Southern Comfort. Time to drink
How
the whole
much?
bottle.
I know, right?
Whoops.
Stoko and Sprite, bitches. How much of this bottle is left, Ethan?
They're like about a quarter of the bottles left.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Great. Some glugs.
It seems like the glass is a lot thicker. Like it's a big jug, but like it seems like the glass is much thicker than you anticipated.
Yeah.
For
Like
no
Di-
reason, I'm sure.
Di
Yeah.
Serono. I
Yeah.
know.
You know. So yeah, you both are pop-eyed out at this point. You know, the girl who is sort of like, you know, still choking on skunk fumes, you know, watches both of you like glug this bottle and it's just like, damn, you guys are hardcore. Holy crap. Bessemer, all of this information is being conveyed to you, like, you know, through you know, the ones that are with Fasole and her suit seem to be speaking better yearly, the universal language of Season's Keep, than the one is with you. Bessemer, you're still linked with them, and you're getting the gist of what they're saying, you know, through the spell that you had forged previously while you were helping to be saved and saving them in the belly of the Rook. Over with Hirsute and Fasole, you're all still beating the crap out of this burning effigy, which is now risen to a monstrous height. And any sort of semblance of words from it are now just sort of drowned out by like the sound of a burning paper vocal cord. It is looming now, giant sized, over the burning building. And as it makes a guttural burning effigy sound out of its mouth, the head of the Rook on the roof suddenly turns to it, and it has got eyes on everybody who is wailing on this figure right now. The Rook opens its mouth, and out of it comes the sound of a building screaming.
The sound of a building screaming.
One building or multiple?
Just one for now. But Hirsute, as you say that, you look up and see in the sky the figures of two more of these very large stone birds.
I'm just going to start wailing even harder, actually.
It's just doubling down.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess you're calling your birds on us. I guess I will fuck you up even more. Because if there's one thing I know, I have to get you before these birds get me.
I definitely grab my rope ladder before my bird goes anywhere, by the way.
Actually, Ethan, I have a question about one of my powers.
Yes.
I have a power. I used this last time. It's called Stop Hitting Yourself. So one of the things about this power is that it's a standard power. And it's my invisible friends, the sylphs, take control of one target's limbs to comical and dangerous effect. And basically I can burn grit to make them either damage themselves or rather than hurting them, but I can have them to fall to the ground, in which case they only suffer one damage. However, if a building-sized Rook were to fall to the ground from being flying around high in the sky,
Oh, are you trying to cast it on something in the air? Like you want to do?
Yeah, what's the range of this?
There isn't a range specified, it should be said, but I'm going to say we will mechanicalize this in the book itself.
Okay.
The range is what you can see. So,
all right, because something I'll say is like the way I made it last time was Fasole says stop hitting yourself, and whoever he says stop hitting yourself to, this happens to.
Right,
so
but they're not killing words. The words themselves activate the spell. They do not, like a figure does not need to hear the spell in order to have its effect.
Yes, I suppose the sylphs have to hear it.
Yeah, and because
they're watching me. Okay, so Fasole burns D6 grit. That would be 2 in this time. And points at one of the Rooks and says, stop hitting yourself!
You know, you're not sure what you can spy up above, but it seems suddenly that the bird is in the atmosphere there's a distant building bird scream in the air, and you see it sort of start spinning around and fighting, and the other rook in the air, this giant stone tower bird, is starting to fight with this bird, which seems to be fighting with itself, almost like they are at odds with the spell and at odds with some greater force and at odds with their own nature. It's a fracas up there. It's, you know, the collisions of these two stone birds. You know, after the time delay from the sound in a few seconds, you know, you hear the thunder crack of them hitting themselves and hitting each other as they fight in the sky.
I feel much better about hurting those buildings.
That's
I wonder if that does anything about me.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because you know, as you do this, you know, they start spiraling out, and they seem to now be falling from the sky towards the ground.
Like are they gonna fall on us?
They are going to be falling in your general vicinity.
Okay. Oops! I did another oopsie.
So I can't take responsibility for the large falling items or things like that, but I have noticed that these animals are, well, animal buildings, it's crazy. I've noticed the conflict in their minds is what I'm trying to get at. And I would like to see from whence this conflict arises. So I'm going to try a piece of magic, which I will be calling Mind Smoke.
Ooh.
We're find out. And I'm going to consider, would I consider this guile or environs? We're going to call it an imminent spell. And what it does, or what the intention is for, like visible smoke-like tendrils, like show up, or I can see smoke tendrils in an interwoven capacity, showing minds that are connected to each other. So I'm aware that I'm probably going to like see stuff between like the kids because they're friends, but I'm trying to see what's going on with these birds, and if these birds are being controlled from elsewhere, and then I'll be able to see where that is.
Yeah, you for so it is writ, you forge the spell, and you enact it, and you see, now I do have a question. Are these visible only to you, or are they visible to anyone in the range of which you cast it?
I think in this iteration of it, it's visible to everyone.
Okay.
I think if it was like quantum mind smoke, then I could make it just me, but it's just, I think as mind smoke, it's.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody is, you know, out of their general head area, you know, very rapidly, these tendrils of dark smoke, some of which different color, some of which choking black, like the smoke of smog, all like are jetting out of people like people were smokestacks. Some of them are very thin threads, some of them are thick. Hirsute and Fasole have thick, colorful orange smoke moving between them. Everybody in the party, DCIB and Specimer, Hirsute and Fasole, you know, all of these students have smoke running from each other, and you see in doing this, the smoke, you know, there's these large choking plumes coming out of these stone bird heads. They are going towards each other, two of which are rocketing down from the sky towards the ground. The one that is like on the ground, looking up, fighting something within itself. a very tiny thread between you and the rook, because you were in it briefly. You have a tiny small connection now. And then you also see an absolutely bizarre, almost a kaleidoscope of smoke that is sometimes a choking gray, and sometimes a kaleidoscope of colors pouring out from the head area of this bizarre effigy of the giant hexahedric coming out of the art building. And that smoke seems to be going back into the building. Everything that is a thing, the rooks, the effigy, even chunks of the building itself, there seem to be a bunch coming. They're all streaming out into this cascade of choking smoke, all coming into a braid. And that braid is going around the side of the art building to the side where the bird has landed.
Guys, I think I know where we gotta go.
Okay. Well, wait, hang on. Let me
away from the falling buildings.
Yes, but also toward this crazy kaleidoscope of smoke. Kaleidosmoke.
Kaleidosmoke.
I say that in game.
Coined from now on. Yeah, so Hirsute, you're helping guide the students kick the shit out of like the last.
Yeah, Bessemer, this is not a branding exercise. Sorry.
It wasn't until it
was. Branding in which respect? Yeah, all the smoke is leading around the side of the building. The figurine, which is now on fire and burning and smoking, and screeching and howling, is now trying to make its way out of the building and sort of move towards that side of the building too. The rook, which is standing on the building, is now turned its attention away from Fasole and Hirsute and the students. It is now turned, it can see the smoke as well. So it's turned its head towards the back of the building. It seems like everybody is now making a beeline for the back.
I'm following Bessemer, I guess, at this point. If it seems like the college students are, if we're all just following, I'm just following.
I think Fasole is sort of like pulling Hirsute and the students, like, building's about to fall on us. Let's follow Bessemer.
It's very Magic School Bus. But
no, brother, let me beat the shit out of this guy one more time.
All right, one more hit. And
yeah, just let me hit him one more time.
Maybe go through his pockets.
Yeah, you're going through this as a skeleton. It's pretty easy. You're going through his burning incendiary pockets. You pull out some more chunks of amber, like more memories of fallen like baubles from this thing.
All right, kids, loot the body and let's get out of here.
They all sort of look aghast at each other and then shrug. It's like, well, a member of the questing network told them to, so they start, going through the patchwork burning pockets of this giant figure.
Well, technically, it all belongs to you since he stole your memories, right? So it's not actually steal.
Yeah, one of them was like,
Hirsute, sure. You can't just teach them lessons that you nobody else knows about yet.
What do you mean?
You don't know that that's how the transaction works. You can't just teach them
that they stupid can take fucking magic. Who cares?
Classic skeleton.
Classic skeleton.
Skeletons are not, in quotes, totally sold on the idea of magic. In fact, are often actively disgusted by it.
I, on the other hand, have become a creature of magic, and now, because I have the powerful vapors within me from summer, the Sumerian stills, I'm going to inquire, as we are running away from giant falling burning building birds, about to the college students to figure out some of the things that the audiences already no doubt heard. But also, there's only one thing and it's controlling multiple things. And do we know, here's with Fasole, status update. Did we kill the guy? Are we good now? We're all safe other than the falling burning bird buildings?
No.
We're not safe from the buildings, and we killed the puppets.
Okay, great. Yo, that's a good, that's like a mixed, 50% good, 50% not as good status, but that's fine. We'll take something. Little wins.
There wasn't a hand in any of those puppets, was there, brother?
I mean, the hand was attached to my knife and it kept going in him.
All right.
I guess.
The knife bone's connected to the puppet.
So the puppeteer is at large. What's this smoke?
That's my smoke. We're following it.
There's a loud kind of a sound coming from the sky as two giant stone rook birds start heating up a little bit as they get closer and closer to the ground. It looks like they are not falling directly on you, but they're falling pretty close. Fasole, you look and you sort of suss out, they're falling. They're definitely falling. As to how soon they're hitting, you'll have to eye or calculate or reason out yourself.
As long as everyone's between me and the buildings, we're fine.
That is bold, sir.
Or sorry, as long as I'm between everyone in the buildings.
It's still very bold.
If they're not gonna fall on me, I can take a brick to the face.
Take
it worse this campaign.
Yeah. So if you Bessemer, you are running behind this building and with everybody else.
Yeah, I'm going for the nucleus of the cell, really.
Okay.
I'm done with the endoplasmic reticulum. Powerhouses are important, but I need to know what the brain behind this operation is doing.
Yeah. So DCI Beans, little tendrils of smoke are also not only wisping towards this this whatever it is in the back of the building, but they're also small little tiny threads also seem to be going towards the chunks of amber that you had in your hand. They're going into your pocket or wherever you had them.
They are no longer with me, my friend. I have given them to Bessemer when I was at my lowest and was planning to permanently relocate into the woodline. And then I recovered my wits when I remembered the power of booze. And of course, colloquy with companions and such, and also butter, but mostly booze. Bessemer has the ambers, and I will protect them with most of my life. Not like my full actual dying, but I will put myself in harm's way for a bit if threatened.
Yeah.
I noticed these smoke tendrils going to my pockets. Presumably, I just took them from him and was like, "I'll protect these. They're important to him."
Yeah. So Bessemer, you cast this spell, right? What did you call it again?
I believe I called it Mind Smoke.
You called it Mind Smoke. So as you get behind the building, you see, there's this big grand like modernism kind of threw up looking googie art building, and then behind it is sort of like a nondescript maintenance shack. For the custodial staff, housing, who knows what. There's these buildings don't really have pipes per se, or electrics or what have you, but this is a little shacky kind of thing. It's a nondescript shack. All of the smoke lines and seem to be going into that. At the same time, Bessemer, you get a sudden overwhelming feeling of grandeur. There's no other way to put it. You suddenly briefly feel like a deity, just tremendous, and a booming plume of smoke also emanates out from all of this into the sky towards the eye. The one of the knockoff effects of drinking liquid summer are a sudden risky / grand casting of a spell, and having quietly now rolled forward on my end, you have gotten the grand side of the risky grand. However, please knock 8 health points off because you are bleeding out of your nose while this is happening. You have just the last bit of your spell has gone several steps above your current physiological capacity to handle it. There is not only a connection to this maintenance shack, all of the weird creatures, some of the bricks that are falling, these 2 rooks, but also the eye in the sky.
Okay, and I'm gushing blood. Okay.
Yeah, from your nostrils.
Cool. In this chaotic mess, is there any? Do we have any textiles?
Well, you have your medical kit. I think
Yeah,
you might
I
have used
my
up all of the
medical
gauze on the
kit.
students, though.
I might have. Yeah, that's
One of
my
the students
thing.
has a skunk sprayed, handkerchief.
On the nose.
Yeah, it's a little too. I
don't. So, and this is a me problem, and I know it's a me problem, but I don't like using my kit on myself. It's like it's a problem where like I feel like because I know how to use it, I shouldn't have to. So I like take my teeth to my shirt and rip a bunch of fabric off, and I use that and just kind of stuff it up in my nose a little bit and make a little tampon situation.
So you're rapidly bleeding into nose tampons. All the connections between these objects are now plainly visible for everyone to see, going up into the sky as well. The eye, which still remains mercifully unblinking in the sky. A couple of the students look up and they see the smoke in the eye and the sky, and they look and they blink again, and they say, "What the hell is that thing? Oh my, holy shit! There's an eye in the sky. What is that? Oh my god!"
Wait, what? You couldn't see it before?
Holy crap! Oh god, they're like really freaked out. Yeah, there's an eye the size of the moon in the sky, and they're kind of flipping out about it.
Wait, didn't you make that?
A couple of them are like, they hold their head as Hirsute asks that, and they like they have a terrible headache. A couple of the
Quick,
amber,
huff these amber crystals.
Yeah, I start dishing out amber to whoever, like wherever the smoke is going, I start tossing the pieces to them.
Yeah, so you're matching up little threads of smoke with the tendrils for the things. Each time they have a thing, they like look at it, and their eyes go wide, and they clutch their head, and suddenly they look askew, and they blink. The amber crystals like seem to crack in each of their hands, as the crystals are still there, sort of on an endless loop of these encapsulated memories. But in addition, just holding them seems to be restoring some of their memories. And they are really, they're having a moment. They're thinking to themselves, oh god, we made that. Oh shit.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's the thing though. You clearly didn't know, and you were being controlled. So what I need each of you to do is pretend that you are in your favorite hero story and that this is going to work out at the end. Follow me. Don't deal with this psychologically yet. We will get there. Right now, we need to follow the hero's journey. And I try to encourage them.
Isn't it refusal?
And they all say no.
You're like, gotta get to that part real quickly.
Why couldn't it be the theater kids?
That's the first step of the hero's journey.
Because they haven't done anything.
Yeah,
they're accomplished anything.
They're refusing the call of the hero, very quickly looking up at the sky, seeing you so earnest. Now they've gone through a journey retroactively, then very quickly realizing that they're master of both worlds. They're like, okay, sure. What are we doing? Well, aside from sobbing,
we're sobbing and we're trying to undo whatever it is. Let's go. We're heading toward the smoke. I start bringing my army of teenagers and young adults.
So yeah, as you're doing this, Bessemer and the students and DCI Beans get to the shack. At the same moment, the screeching of a bird building's beak now sort of comes into view, and it is trying to separate out Hirsute and Fasole from the main group. It has got eyes on Fasole, and is sort of figured out who the source of hurting their brethren was, and screeches bloody murder.
We are all, for the moment, still pretty grouped up, right?
Yeah, you're all grouped up. There is a bee rapidly approaching, trying to bisect.
I'm gonna look at it like, oh, really? I'm like, okay, let's go.
In reaction to this, Fasoli is going to burn his remaining 7 grit and 6 health. So he's
What's with all of you using grit?
Pretty
I
low
still
now.
have a lot.
To cast a new spell, he's casting the Ruby Compartment. And this is a combat spell. Combat spells in the book don't note that they could also do sort of the reverse of damage, but I feel like DR would be a sort of combat thing. So level 2 of a combat spell is you can deal 20 damage. So I'm trying to protect everyone in this translucent ruby box that appears around all of us, the size of a room, from 20 damage.
I see. Yeah. So as you do that, it's a good thing you did, because the beak of this creature slams into it. So in your casting of the spell, will it rupture after 20 damage has been made, or will you attempt to keep it up?
That's a good question. How do you think that would work? Because I don't think we have a mechanicalization for that yet.
That's true. I think that it, I think that once it hits 20 protection, that sucker's shattering back into nothingness.
Great.
Yeah. So at the moment that you do, this cawing bird launches itself at it. Okay. It hits it and it strikes. There's a horrible ringing sound as a clong against Ruby Compartment. As 9, you can sort of sense it's connected to you, Fasole, the Knight, the Protector. You can feel, imminently, 9 of its protective damage has been removed, as this thing is now like furious and trying to get at the inside, but each of its movements is so slow, being so big, that in this very moment, inside the shack does not seem to be locked. There seems to be a door that is painted a bunch of wild colors. There are a bunch of really crudely drawn signs in a bunch of different languages, cartoonishly saying, "Do not open," "Stay out," "Go away." There is a fake wooden barrier, when somebody in a TV show boards up a door, but they don't seem to be like hammered in very well. That is what all the smoke is going into.
And it is within the Ruby Compartment.
It is within the Ruby Compartment.
Fasole looks at everyone in the compartment and says, "We can take 1 or 2 more of those. So let's do what we're doing."
Her suit, did you want to stay inside or outside of the Ruby Compartment when it's cast?
Like, kind of just like walk out?
Yeah, you can do what you want.
Oh, okay. I'll just step to the side.
So you wanted to look at the bird and say, "Huh, you, what do you want?" Like, I would like you to roll a will for intimidating giant bird.
You may use a will. All right. Yeah, sure. I'll roll will. I'll roll Will Savino. Will.
And a shout out to our sound composer.
Woo.
Will. Wait, where the fuck? Oh, sorry. That's the wrong button. I accidentally entered a voice channel. This is 1d10. It's a 2.
It's a 2?
Yeah, I'm incapable of empathizing with this bird building creature monstrosity.
Yeah, this bird is having nothing of this. It is it looks at you, and it screeches, and it lunges to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to try and dodge it?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Go for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's gonna take it?
There's a 6.
That's 6. You dodge out of the way successfully. This bird's giant stone beak plunges into the ground with a shake, as you expertly leap out of the way. We're going to pause on that for a minute. Inside the ruby compartment, you are now in there with this spectral smoke, which doesn't seem to affect your lungs at all, but it is still streaming in through a ruby compartment into pointing into this shack.
And so I do my best to start removing this theatrically placed board and proceeding inside the shack.
You step inside the dark shack. The shack is extremely large on the inside. It's large and it's lit by ill red light. There seem to be real sonorous unsettling music or some kind of infrasonic sound coming from somewhere. The inside of the shack is quite big. Inside the shack is a box on a pedestal. The box seems to be made out of some kind of cheap material, and it is painted a variety of colors. One of the red lights is streaming onto the box. All the smoke is now streaming in from the outside through into this larger on the inside room, into the box itself.
The box? The smoke's going in the box. Does it have is it like a chest, or is it like an Amazon box? What kind of box are we talking about?
It's irregular. It seems to be sort of off on all sides. It looks to be as cheaply and weirdly made as the outside room. It doesn't have any strange qualities at first glance, other than to have been hastily constructed, but all the smoke is going inside it.
I am terrified. I don't... Can it open?
You approach the box and start looking around the side of it. I would like you to roll reason to see if the box can be opened.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Reason is... Oh, there's an asterisk. That must mean I've got to pay attention to something. No, I don't think that applies here. Actually, as I'm inspecting it, I pull out of my bag, I pull out my inspectacles to see my inspectacles mean that I can roll with advantage on reason checks involving intangible phenomena while wearing them.
That'll cover it.
And I have a feeling that these phenomena are intangible. So we're either going to go with a 9. I think we're going to go with the 9.
Okay. This box is easily openable. It looks like it would smash on the ground or be broken pretty easily. It looks to be made out of something similar to birch or balsa wood and quite thin.
Okay. And knowing that intangible phenomena are involved, do I get any sort of sense of if it would be, I don't know, like catastrophic or not to break the box or open the box or try to go inside the box? I'm like, maybe the inside of this box is bigger than this shack, just like the inside of the shack's bigger than the shack. I don't know.
Perhaps caress the box.
Perhaps I should caress it. Perhaps Brad Pitt's wife's head is inside. I don't know.
What's in the box? It is a mystery box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box, man? What's in the box?
You can't tell if it's from the cheap theatrics or something truly psychologically or mentally magical happening. But there you are getting a sense of dread from this box.
Dread that it exists or dread in approaching it?
Dread that it's there.
Okay. Bash, 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 bash. This is how I approached all of the cockroaches in my apartment in Brooklyn. Bash, 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 bash. Yes.
Yeah, you you smash the box. It is
smash the box. Oh.
So you smash the box almost unconsciously, just out of you're repelled by the sight of it. You smash it, and it it breaks to pieces. Like you can clearly see, yeah, it's made out of something similar to balsa wood, and it's been gessoed on the outside. It's a cheap box. On the inside, all of the smoke is streaming into just like one circle, and that circle is all coming together with the visible smoke. It's weird. All the smoke seems to be able to be contained in that circle. And as you're doing that, the circle starts to open. That circle has got teeth, and the teeth of this mouth say, "Oh, my, thank God! Oh, please, God, please get me out of here."
Who are you?
But who am I? My name is, please. Oh God, get me out of here. My name is Professor Hexadron. Please, I need to get out of here. Please.
What do you mean by here? Where do you think you are? You're a mouth.
Well, that's off-putting. I've been put in some kind of folded space, like folded, like that region in spring, the one with the fae. It's just folded up. It's like a little. I'm in a place and it's folded and it's dark and it's unpleasant. Please, please get me out.
Okay. Now, I have a question. Would there be any reason that I would want to get you out, or maybe that I would not want to get you out?
The mouth just says, "Oh God, just for basic human decency, please just let me out. They stuffed me in here."
Who's they?
Who's the they? The things did they? The things that all the beautiful things, they stuffed me in here. Please.
All the beautiful things stuffed you in here, and you want me to let you out? What if I agree with all the beautiful things? I don't know, Boxmouth. I'm a little sus about this.
We now go back to outside. Fasole, you are with Might and Main holding this together as the bird mouth launches back against it one more time. With the screeching of it, you feel 4 more have been drained away. Probably only 1 or 2 more hits remain to your box. Hirsute.
Ow, this hurts me ontologically.
Hirsute, you, if you would like to, can you have got a moment in time as you've dodged out of the way of this attack. If you'd like to attack the rook, now's your moment to.
Yeah, while attacking, I'm gonna yell, "Christine!" I will attack it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna use to attack?
The short sword.
You're gonna use the short sword. Yeah.
I'm not going to use any grit because I think it's funnier if I keep all my grit by the end of the session.
Well rested.
No, I'm kidding. I have 14 out of 20. What's my score? Oh, it's a D8. My bad. It's an 8, actually.
Yeah. You move swifter than the eyes of this bird can see. Your short sword plunges between two sections of rock as it screeches again. What damage does your short sword do?
The D8, actually. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta do it. That is 4.
Yeah, you do 4 damage. Chunks of this beak have now like dislodged from its side. It's like it looks like its mouth is crackling and it screams. It's furious. Meanwhile, in the sky, these 2 birds are plunging down to the ground, and they suddenly hit the ground about 200 yards away from all of you with a sickening thud, the shockwaves of which sends benches flying. Everybody inside inside the what did you call it again? The ruby containment
compartment.
Ruby compartment. Everybody inside the ruby compartment, please, including Bessemer inside the space inside the shack. Everybody roll for move, please.
That's a 1.
Ooh.
3.
Are we all in there?
DC Ambience, where are you? Are you inside the ruby compartment or are you outside?
I guess I followed everyone else. I think I would have followed everyone else. One sec.
Because you were being held by Bessemer.
Also
Yeah,
a 3. Big 3.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Everybody is thrown to the ground. The shockwave of it is probably everybody except Fasole take 2 damage. DCI Beans, have you followed Bessemer into the shack, or are you waiting outside?
If Bessemer put me down to do magic stuff, that would make sense to me. But Erica, what do you think? Did you put me down?
My thought is I may have put you down when I was encouraging the early 20-somethings to not worry about the psychological impact of their actions just yet, and to rather get through to at least the end of the event first.
Right.
So I don't know if when I put you down, if when I then went into the shack, if you were like right there and came in, can't tell you.
Okay. I think no, I did not. I think I was with the brothers trying to figure out what's going on with this crowd, if we can, save. It seems like we just need to scare the bird off, or like somehow dissuade it. I'm trying to think through this problem.
Well, there's 3 of them.
Well, maybe one against the other. I mean, I feel like we're on to something, but yeah, no. Paralyzed by fear.
Just paralyzed by fear from the falling birds, attacking birds, a burning giant effigy, the roof still being on fire. The fire, by the way, seems to be spreading on the building. It is rapidly approaching the back of the building where all of you are huddled. Bessemer inside the shack, several of you inside a ruby cube, and Hirsute outside of it, viciously attacking a bird and defending your party against it.
I might just use some wild magic then, if we're trying to just save ourselves here. What are we? I think I would just really want to know. I know they're a little busy, but like Hirsute, Fasole, what do you think we should do in this moment with these birds?
I think if we fuck up one of these birds enough, the other 2 will be like, we don't want any part of this.
So we just scare them off with the old-fashioned way, yes.
Yeah, like if we kill a bird, like if we kill one bird like soundly enough, I feel like there has to be some sort of self-preservation.
Right.
Overriding the control of whatever is controlling them. Because if we remember earlier in the episode where it was talking about it wants to eat, but there's a thing. So like if its nature overrides the command.
I think I'm going to just cast a spell called, which I'm making up out of my spell words, which I'll spend just the 6 grit for 2 spell words, called Alarming Lightning.
Ooh.
Actually, I'll make it 3. I'll spend 9 grit and make a spell called Alarming Drifting Lightning, which creates just massive barriers of lightning that looks crackling, blinding, like real lightning, like it would kill you instantly. But is not meant to harm them, but is a environ spell meant to intimidate them, essentially. So not really deceive as much as a show of force, like a Zeus-like show of force. And my eyes are obviously crackling, and my mouth is spitting up like hairball style, like bolts of lightning.
From this diminutive skunk's mouth are ejected many powerful electrical bolts. With your eyes glowing, with your claws in the air, the sky crackles as you are all encircled in a tremendous display of real lightning. This is an opportune time to cast it. The sky is potent with storm. The air is hot. Suddenly filled with the sounds of ozone. As these birds screech and throw their beaks into the air, cawing the sound of a tower cawing, and stepping with rumbling steps backwards, as lightning encircles you all and the entire building, keeping you safe for the moment, as these birds have successfully been intimidated by this lightning spell.
Yeah, and I'm willing to roll for it too, because I'm trying to give me like triple advantage, like just really intimidate the fuck out
absolutely,
of them.
absolutely. Roll for intimidation to try and scare these cawing bastards off.
And so I am a skunk in a trench coat and a fez with a sack in my mouth that I try to spit out on the ground next to the angel and skeleton brothers. And I, with crackling eyes, speak in completely, like, you cannot understand it, techno concert, but like the PA is messed up and it's just like a really bad situation with like feedback. But it is meant to sound like Zeus, just the scariest Bane voice ever, telling the birds that they need to fly somewhere else. And I got a 9.
That man is not scary. That is not a scary voice. I just want to.
It would be very painful.
If like really loud though, like way too loud, like this overfeeding the.
Oh yeah, no,
audio
those
terms out
with a 9, with the bird's will, even with something controlling it with advantage, that was a bottom of the barrel roll. That was the birds rolled a 1, so a 2. Therefore, you have succeeded. These birds are screaming in fear. I guess electricity is just one of their phobias. Some trauma bird event from their past as a building and a bird. It is they are screaming in fear, and the two of them outside of the circle of lightning are away. The one that Hirsute was attacking is now scrambling, trying to get away from it. Is scrambling, clawing at the building itself, taking away big chunks of rubble, as even chunks of its own claws are now falling apart. Hirsute seems to have landed a good blow on its beak, and chunks of it are falling away. It seems it is definitely not interested in either whatever is controlling them or the party itself. It is trying to get away, and in doing so is creating a tremendous amount of rubble within inside the confines of the now electric barrier. Fasole, how are you feeling now that do you want to continue having Ruby container up, or are you going to
as long as we are under assault, I'm going to keep Ruby compartment.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the last thing I can do. I have 0 grit and 6 health left.
This is you're doing your core nature, which is to protect your party. Yeah.
Bessemer time to save us.
Yeah. So the way into the shack is now fully open. If anybody wants to join Bessemer, they surely can. But otherwise, we are going to go back to Bessemer inside the shack.
You know what? I say, get in here. There's a box mouth, and it's weirdly demanding. I don't trust it.
Yeah,
because I didn't meet anybody before. Remember, I was just being an old crow and an old crone and a crow.
Just an old crow and a crone. Tales all this time. Tone.
Yeah, Fazoli has joined Bessemer inside the shack, inside the Ruby compartment.
Okay. So you're now inside a room, inside a shack, inside a Ruby compartment, inside an art college, inside the petty kingdom of Mandabelle Grot.
Inside the
American
Summer Isles.
Exposition in Buffalo.
And they're still falling in the van.
Inside, Hirsute, or excuse me, Vasily, what is your reaction to going inside a place and it being bigger on the inside? Are you nonplussed by this? Yeah, just you're like, oh yeah, it's magic. Great, it's a magic inside. And in fact, the red lighting is very pleasant to you. It reminds you of home in the region of Furno that you're originally from.
I think I don't even really know that it's not just like the light from above, because like all the light's going to be red in here because the sun's coming through a red translucent wall.
Got it. Oh yeah, that's right. You're coming from. It took me a second. Yeah.
Yeah, the crystal gem of Setarak. Wall.
Yes. Question mark? Hirsute, are you sticking outside to hold the line to do combat with birds, or going inside?
Yeah, sure, why not? Why would I want to deal with some magic shit inside when there's perfectly good birds to fight outside?
That's a very good point. The birds seem to be intimidated away from the electric barrier. Hirsute, as you're looking outside, as you're just sort of standing there, you definitely hear the tromping of before, as coming around the other side. a group of people all bunched together in armor, holding some sort of flags, crazily are coming towards you, along with the burning figures of some of the last of the dolls that you had sealed inside, and that the students and you had been kicking the shit out of. The dolls are sort of clawing their way across the lawn horror style, trying to gibber with mouths as this army regiment tromps with dozens of legs towards the box. From a voice from inside, it says, are you here to fight? We have been told to come here by the eye and the mouth. Can we fight? Are we here to fight?
Wait, which mouth?
The mouth, the true mouth.
Where is he?
He points to all of the arms point simultaneously to inside the box. They're inside the box.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna knock on a door of the shack, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey guys, the true mouth is in the box or something.
Oh, it's not anymore. I bashed that box.
No. Hey, is he still around? I turn to the army.
They say he's still here and with us. And if you, they're like we
no, they say he's still there.
Yeah, I just bashed his box.
Yeah, but he's in there. He's having an army come.
Oh, well, that's kind of what he said. What are they like?
They seem reasonable, Chad. They seem reasonable.
Okay. Well, do you want to fight him, or what do you want to do?
I don't know.
We should break this box, right?
Wait, do you guys want to fight, or?
Yeah. If you are here to harm the mouth, we are here to fight unto the death.
Are we here to harm the mouth?
No, definitely not.
We're not here to harm the mouth, bros.
Kill the mouth.
They say we will wait outside the box to make sure.
Yeah, good idea. Protect it from outside. I turn to Vasily and go, I don't trust this mouth, man.
This is the puppeteer. We have to kill the mouth.
Okay.
No, please, for the love of God, don't kill me. I swear to God, please, just
stop talking. I take my nosebleed rag and shove it into the mouth to shut it up.
The mouth is just like, it is.
I didn't want it to talk.
It is disgusted.
I kind of want to question the mouth, but I'm worried that it's just going to be a bunch of nonsense. So far, it hasn't gone so well.
Well, this is good because then you can play good cop, insane cop.
There's only one kind of cop in Copia, and it's not the good cop.
Yeah. I think we would be insane cop.
I know. That's the best part, though. Honestly.
Yeah.
Beans, do you come in from your
no, I'm still doing it. I'm just talking to you casually, but it sounds like Bane speaking through Madison Square Garden PA system, but broken, but also sort of sparks are just shooting, things are on fire from the lightning. It's just modulated. It's like static electricity. It would zap you, but it wouldn't kill you. But it really is probably dangerous to just keep it going. But I burned all the script, so I'm like, yeah, well, may we speak to the can I intimidate this guy? I'm really fucking intimidating right now.
If you want to, you should. I don't know. I think if you're. How do you? Yeah, you might need to roll for intimidation with advantage, but it's double advantage because you were spouting electricity from your mouth.
I casually, but not casually, scream back at the regolith, I'm definitely not going to kill your master. I'm just talking to them, and then I turn to the guy. And
that is good because if you do, we'll have to destroy you utterly. So that is good to hear.
Course. Yes, that's a contract-based position you have, right? You have a signed, something or other on retainer. Yes, you get paid regularly. It doesn't come back to labor politics.
Actually, I have a question.
Hirsute, you had a question?
Yeah, for these guys. So, the eye, right? What's the relationship between the mouth and the eye?
That's a great question. It's a nose, possibly.
Face?
Yeah, y'all know, or
A nervous system. I'm not sure yet.
Do the students answer that question?
The students are like who are like have been clutching their heads. Some of them are streaming in, and they're like, "Oh God!" And they see the mouth, and they see the box that's broken, and they see the larger room, and like some of them are like really upset because they're like, "Oh God, we helped make all of this. This was all like this is our fault. This is all our fault. He told us to. God,
Killing
I
the
was
mouse.
asking the army, by the way.
what they're like they look outside and they like one of the students like shouts in fear, seeing a regolith who they are have been told to never attack ever because they are so dangerous. But it turns out they're also quite formal and dumb. But yeah, so they look outside and they're running inside the shack and they're like seeing the mouth and they're sad, they're upset, they're confused. They keep saying that it's their fault.
Does killing mouth help?
Kill they look, they're like, can we what is the mouth? What is that thing? Like they look and it's like they look at the lips and they're like trying to see it around the bloody gag that has been stuffed into it as it's like trying to spit it out with disgust just from its grossness. They're like is that the professor? Did you catch him? Is he there?
Again, all that we have here is a mouth.
Yeah.
And what's inside the mouth. So did your professor have more than a mouth?
Yeah, well he originally was a guy. He was
Most professors are.
Yeah, Professor Hexadrone was our art professor. He gave us like we got school-wide massive credit to work on some big project. He said it was
they did just say his name, and we heard his name last time, right? Where he introduced himself, right?
Yeah, where he introduced. This would have saying his name is Hexadrone, and he said his name was Hexahedric. But yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so it says Professor Hexa, whatever. Yes, this is the puppeteer. This is the one controlling all of this shit.
Oh.
Professor Hexahedric, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can and say will be used against you in the form of lightning bolts.
Yeah. So it says like the mouth is trying to say, well, I do have a right to like I'm pretty silent already, but it comes out as
Decima, remove the gag so he could confirm he's going to shut the fuck up.
Okay, fine, but I just want to say the thing that is scariest in this room is not my bloody nose gag, not you, disembodied mouth, and not you, lightning bolt skunk, but the fact that Fasole just swore. This is serious. And with that, I ripped the bloody gag out of it.
Listen, this is not this. Please, thank you for letting me out of the box. But if we could just leave the shack, that would be excellent. This is not my fault. All right, I was asked.
Give a mouse a cookie.
Listen. These are matters of state that we're talking about. I was formally asked to build it by members of Summer. This is the various kingdoms of Summer, the Summer House. I've been asked to build this.
Let's slow down. This is going to be an expedited interrogation because first of all, are you comfortable? Can we offer you a cafe tea?
Yes, a tea would be excellent. Okay. Lemon water would be fantastic.
If there's a detective sergeant who could get the mouth box, a tea. Okay, now mouth box, we have limited time. So what is it? What did you build? What did you do? There's the problem with the sun. There's also the asshole statue guys.
Yeah, we were asked to. He says we were asked to build a thing to erase a few seconds here and there. It was we were asked to do it as a bomb as a way to help King Penquar, Yisbadaden, and the various other members of the Question Network. You must understand, there's crises all over. We're trying to stop regional wars from breaking out. There's giant monsters everywhere. Things are coming alive. It's so they just asked for a few extra seconds.
Stop talking about things that are not happening inside of this room, Mouthbox. We know about things happening outside of this room. Also, why do you keep calling him king? We don't have kings.
Well, we I suppose, and he sort of the mouth gets cagey and says, he's a king in all but name at this point. The petty kingdoms of Summer answer to his court. The court answers edicts. They quell wars where they pop up. He defends the realm. We love him. He's a king at this point in all but name.
Fasole grabs him by the whatever the collar of a mouth is and says, "Did Ispedaden tell you to do this, or are you just guessing?"
The court of Summer told me to. They did. They said it was from Ispedaden. I don't know if
Ispedaden did not tell you directly.
Not directly, no, but they said that it was King Penquar's need.
Yeah, because he was pretty freaked out actually when we saw him earlier.
Oh, well,
he really didn't like the eye. He did not like it at all.
Well, the project has, I must admit, gotten a bit away from me at this point.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit.
What do you mean away from you? It's very close to you. It seems to be all you're focusing on.
Right. So how do we turn it off? I think that's where we're going, right, Festival? It's fair to say.
Oh, how do we turn the rooks off?
Oh,
yes. First for the giant birds and the asshole
that are trying to kill us.
The sky.
Oh,
everything here has become assholeified because of Duke.
Everything's become assholeified. The mouth sort of like has a regard and says, "Oh, well, oh my, I didn't."
And you are like Bataille wrote a metaphor into a box character, and you came alive. So this is like a weird joke about butts and mouths. Just burn it all off. Just
I suppose
switch, reverse.
I suppose I have become a bit of a hackneyed premise. I can if we
such a tired trope in the Sometimes Kingdom. All the works of Bataille being turned into popular media. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, look, I like theater and movies as much as the next person, but I could turn them out if we can get out of this room, for God's sakes. I've been trapped in this room for weeks and weeks now. And then inside a box, inside a room, they all of my lovely creations put me in here. It's not great.
Your creations put you here?
Yes, my lovely creations, all my maquettes and my dolls, and the rooks that I've called here. Everything is. They all decided that it was best if I was in here.
Are they right?
I would like to say.
Think about it.
I would like to say no.
Yeah, but are you going to?
He says, "Well, I'd rather plead the eighth, if I might."
Okay, well, if we're not going to learn anything here at school, then I guess I will be in charge now. And I go to take the rag and put it back in his mouth, but then I get so frustrated that I just do a little stomp out of the shack and then back in. I'm mad.
The mouth the mouth says, "Well, it's I suppose it's a bit so the court of Summer asked us as an official state project to build something to help with memory, to make people forget little seconds here or there. Turns out it was a bit more successful than we anticipated, and so it turns out there was a lot of energeia to work with. So my lovely creations, it seems, is memory an object, or is it some other force? Is it from person to person? It doesn't really matter. It helped us build these things. I think I might have cracked the code of why things come alive here in Seasons Keep. And it's sort of, it's much larger than all of us. And honestly, I'm happy to help shut down the eye. This project is much maligned at this point, I feel. But you'll have to explain to the various courts and the king why this wouldn't work. But that's all right. I'm willing to shut it down. But please, for the love of God, can you just get me out of this awful, disgusting shack?
I want to know about the things you learned. I don't. Also, how do we move just a mouth?
Oh,
you just realize you're just a mouth?
I'm the rest of me is somewhere. You could just pick me up and take me out there. Seems to be a lot of smoke in here. It's getting difficult to see. But I do regret my part in this, if that makes any sense.
Are you seeing with your eye teeth?
I'm seeing with, and he says, I'm seeing with my eye.
What? Eyeball, are you there? I'm feeling grand and I'm feeling suspicious that the eyeball and the mouth are connected, even if the mouth doesn't know.
Yeah. Did you say eyeball? Are you there? Are you there? Eyeball, it's me, Bessemer. No,
Exactly.
the mouth says, oh well, I suppose that's it then. I'm outside and I'm inside and I'm burning on the sides. I'm flapping around. I'm trying to protect myself. I'm an army. I'm people's broken memories. I seem to be a bit spread out, but I'm also crushed inside here. I'm a bit beside myself. But if you just take me out of here, I can make all of this right. I can take the eyeball down out of the sky. I promise. I can do it. I don't even need to involve my students anymore. I can just make it happen, and we can all, you'll be heroes to the court for solving this problem.
Can we roll something to see if this guy's lying?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, I just want to keep him trapped. I'm like, do whatever you want. Take the eye down, whatever. You're not going anywhere. And like, what you can take the eye down from outside the shack, but not inside. I don't trust him.
Yeah, Fasoli, what are you trying to puzzle out as you eye this mouth?
Yeah, is he lying about being able to turn all this shit off?
No, he is not. He can absolutely take the eye out of the sky.
Okay.
Yeah, he is being truthful.
And that's amore?
That's when the moon hits your eye like an eye in the eye. That's a
Eye.
When an eel hits your eye.
Ow.
And it's electric. That's amore.
Yeah. Outside of the shack are thudding sounds. As Fasole, your ruby container breaks, it shatters.
Yeah, it shatters like tempered glass. So there's like a bunch of like ruby pebbles,
it's
really tiny ones all over us.
It's just all over you. Like some of them get into the shack. They're like, they're on the ground outside. As the regolith is sort of, it is half melted from the electrical fire, has sort of tried to bowl part of its way through. It has gotten some of its lances in. There's a big thumping sound as some burning effigies are all now smashing on the shack. He's like, I can if you get me out of here, I can call them all off. We can make me whole, and we can solve this problem.
So we don't know how to move the mouth, right?
You can just, so that's the thing that you can absolutely puzzle out. It's just sort of there.
I was being a little bitch. I was like, don't tell me we can do what you want us to do.
Facility,
we can't move the mouth. I'm breaking the shack.
Yeah. You haven't figured it out, but the shack is it is a piece of crap, and you can absolutely break it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna break the shack. I'm in sort of a panic. I do. I assume I do not have to roll to hit the shack.
You don't need to roll to hit shack. I think that's a universal rule in this game.
I do damage with my combat skill, and that's a 9.
Yeah. So the shack smashes into pieces. It breaks into kindling. All of the light. There's a brief moment where everybody is lurching around from the just tiny, slightly non-Euclidean effect of going from a room that's bigger to a room that's the size of a room that's also broken, and now you're outside. And you all feel sick to your stomachs. The red light. Yeah, the red light is gone. And the mouth is there on its little pedestal with broken bits around it. It's in the stormy light. It's looking out from the electricity that says, "Oh God, thank God, getting out of the shack. That's a real relief. Let me tell you, I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I think I can do the rest of this myself." And you hear a groaning, creaking sound from inside the little sphere full of smoke as this mouth is talking. It sounds exactly like a person unfolding themselves. it's with a one of those familiar sounds. It's the wet sound of flesh, sort of the pop of bones as they snap back into place. As this disheveled looking man in his early 30s with a shock of purple hair is standing there in a smart suit and says, thank you so much. My lovely creations got a little overzealous. They wanted to protect me, you see, and so they put me in here. I think I can take care of this now. Does a little motion with his hand, and the regolith that's been marching suddenly falls to the ground, and he looks at all of the screeching towers, and he says, we're done. It's okay, And so even the one that's been partially smashed to rubble that her suit attacked is now sort of shuffling and sort of bouncing away like a giant pigeon.
I never stopped attacking it.
Oh, are you still slashing it? Yeah, you're.
No, while I was yelling, I was attacking it the whole time.
Yeah, so in that case, it is down to rubble at this point, but its lower torso, its bottom 3 floors are all hopping away. And he says, as promised, I can get the out of the sky, and sort of reaches one hand up and reaches the hand up and up and up, and it just keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher, and larger and larger and larger and larger, as he sort of rises up with his neck, which is going into the sky too, and then in the sky is suddenly the head of a very large man, and he sort of squints a little bit and takes the eye and pulls it out of the sky. It looks like he's dislodging it from the sky, like the moon is being moved, but the moon is made out of shitty paper mache, and he brings it back down to earth. And it's coming with his giant hands, and as he brings it back down to himself, it is the size of just an orb, like a basketball, and he crushes it in one hand and opens one eye and puts it in to his eye socket, and he says, I think that does it. I think the memory effects will be stopped from now on. You can tell the court that the project was a failure. I shan't be doing such things anymore. I promise.
Okay, so why were you taking people's memories? What was the military advantage of having everyone forget a bunch of the day? It meant that they wouldn't fight each other?
Well, it's really just about seconds. You see, he sort of blinks and says, the difference is, if 2 armies are about to fight, if they suddenly have several seconds out of the way, they're stupefied. Say a giant who could, for instance, teleport in, could suddenly neutralize both forces simultaneously without any loss of life. If there's a great disaster and it's causing trauma and terror, no, well, that didn't happen. Just another section of a castle broken down. If there's monsters attacking, monsters never attacked. The problem was solved. I think the idea behind it was to stop large scale panic at the scale of disasters which keep happening.
Wouldn't people just start panicking because they kept losing their memories?
Well, it was only supposed to be a second here or there. It sounds in the past few weeks that it has gotten worse. I told them as such. I told them, back when we agreed to all of this, this was just too much. My ideas were about the nature of things, of objects, of memory as object.
You told them, so it's okay, right? Because you told them.
Yes.
People always, when we do academic things and tell people things, they just listen and understand immediately, and they make their decisions rationally and morally in everyone's best interest. They don't just sort of take a new weapon or toy and apply it, even though it may be something they were warned against doing, because you gave them the option. You see, you understand the moral consequences of giving someone an option to do something really dumb.
Yep. This checks out. This is the first time I've ever heard of this happening.
This is the first time ever. It's totally new.
Yeah.
New to humanity.
So Professor Hexagon hears all of this stuff, and it's just shoulders sort of slump, and he's like, yes, I suppose when it's said like that, I do bear a significant culpability to this happening. but I suppose it's in the end a wash. But yeah, well,
What do you
it's a
mean
tie.
a wash?
It's a tie. It's we'll call it.
What between what?
Oh, he says between what? Between all of you and me.
What?
I'm gonna attack this man. If you want to freeze frame on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ethan, is there about to be a big
dagger about to enter his eye socket?
Oh yeah, this is
extra fight?
I would say that would be, yes. There's a tremendous fight about to happen. And I will say, anybody here with any sort of extra sensory perception, TCI beans, Bessemer specifically, this is a person who has, through whatever kind of frou-for-all magic they've been talking about, art magic, object magic, who the hell knows, their capacity now is at a level of the defender of the realm, or possibly beyond. They are beyond human now.
I'm about to cut them to several pieces. I mean,
excellent.
I think if it's like a painted, when the credits,
yes, 100%
become painted, it's me launching at him with two swords.
Yeah,
and then it's him reforming
ground.
Dr. Manhattan and kind of laughing as your short swords didn't kill God Wizard guy.
Yeah,
we
no,
don't know yet.
We don't know that yet. Spoilers for series 2.
Like I'm saying, I'm jumping at him.
This is the freeze frame as the credits roll of the painterly scene of the skeleton in her suit, launching with two daggers towards a man who is standing there with his hands in his pockets.
Well, I guess, Ethan, is that the end of the season officially? We're leaving on a big cliffhanger where we've discovered. What's the guy's name? Hexadrone?
His name is Hexadrone.
Professor Hexadrone.
Or just Professor Hex. No, I can't do that one. I'll get sued.
Who has done a bunch of things that are really powerful, and we don't totally know what's going on, but now we have a much better idea after this episode, and we're all still there with Professor Hex, and we're still in some. Interesting.
And we are gonna kill him.
We're gonna kill him.
There's gonna be a lot of killing.
I'm not allowed to stab him.
I brought a gun to a knife fight.
I have the Derringer at the ready.
You have the means. You have the technology.
All right. Well, I guess, Ethan, do you want to say any final words about the state of the Sometimes Kingdom, Sometimes Stream at the end of Summer Part 1? Sounds like.
This is going to be the end of summer. When we pick up again, it is going to be I believe autumn. Wait, no. Is it going to be? Wait, what comes after summer? Oh, the time dilation is going to be a little crazy here, because we're going to be picking up in January with autumn. We'll figure it out. Thank you so much for listening to Series 1 of the Sometimes Stream. The summer season, will wonders never cease? And it turns out the answer to the question is definitively no. Mm-hmm. We've left on a mysterious cliffhanger. It sounds like a magician of some kind has revealed themselves to have some kind of plan. Their plan seems to be tantalizingly about the state of objects in Season's Keep, which can readily come to life, as can many other things. I'd like to thank DCI Beans, Hirsute, Fasole, Bessemer, aka White, Jeff, Ben, and Erica for being part of this absolute insanity and this bizarre shaggy dog, which sort of got away from itself, ontologically hysteric summer season, but that's okay. We're going to pick it up again in Series 2. I think that's all for now. And remember, since 1325, the Questing Network has served the needs of any problem, big or small, in the Isle of Season's Keep. If you can, sign up at your local Questing Network at your call center to please stop it. Please stop the problems. The problems are getting bigger. There's so many of them. I don't know. I'm being attacked by an arm warnot right now. I don't know why that's happening. We boarded ourselves up in this office. Please sign up for the Questing Network as soon as humanly possible. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and if you like the show, subscribe at patreon.com/Stillfleet so we can keep making it, and a bunch of other stuff. The Sometimes Kingdom RPG will be coming out, if it's not out by the time you hear this. And you'll be able to pick up a pay what you want, or even free, because you can pay nothing, a quick start. All right. I think that's all from the studio perspective. Anyone last words on summer?
Summer is grand. Summer is great. Within summer itself is an invisible summer. Within all of us is an invincible summer. But that just means that it's a bunch of invincible people fighting an invincible thing. That doesn't seem sustainable, does it?
It's 31 degrees outside.
Be quiet!
All right, one of those endings will be the ending. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna click end stream. I'm gonna click end stream.